Yo guys, welcome back to another video. Today I'll be showing you my first league race in F1 23. It's more of a social race, but yeah. So it's a short qualifying, so only 3 runs and a 50% race around Qatar. So as you can see, I am in my first flying lap of the 3 in qualifying. First corner was alright, second corner got the apex fairly decently. Now going into turn 4, the double right hander, I did it fairly nicely. I had to do a bit of a lift, so lost a bit of time there, but as you can see in the game anyway, it says it's a purple sector 1, so it was a good start of the lap. Here we're yeah, we weren't a bad corner there really into there, but this is one of my favourite corners kind of. Down to third, into fourth gear, nice and wide. You can get on the power so early, and let's see what this sector will be. So it's apparently another purple sector, but obviously in the F1 games that's not always true, so you always have to wait till you cross the line to see. Now going into the last corner, we're obviously quite low in the ERS. You do run out of the ERS going out of the final corner about halfway down the straight, or sometimes at the start of the straight. As you can see here, and already deploy is already used. So we go across the line, that will be a 121.219. So that was a fairly decent banker lap. So yeah, I was quite happy with that for a banker lap. Now we're starting the run of a second flying lap. You can see here we had to let a car go past, and then a guy just come across back onto the track because he was letting the other guy through, and it kind of messed up my final corner to get a good exit. So as you can see here, we'll go across the line. Got a bad run. I'm already 200ths down on my first banker lap. The first corner I kept it in 5th, which wasn't really a good idea. Second corner, that was not too bad. Got a better run. So now we're about 200ths up. Now into the 2 fast right-handers. That was fairly good. We kept the power down, but we still lost a bit of time. But apparently it's the fastest sector 1, even though I was down on my time. So, and then going up the hairpin, we are now 400ths up, not too bad. And here we gain a 10th, but then we got the line completely wrong and went too deep and compromised the exit. So we've just lost all the time there. Went really wide there, so we missed the apex. And yeah, I was kind of a little bit distracted on the car in front, but really I should have left a bit more space. So I'm already a 10.5 down, so this lap is not looking good. It's worse than my banker lap. And then here we get the line all wrong and we invalidate. So I thought, oh, I'll just go into the pits and yeah, do my last flying lap. So this lap is my last flying lap and the fastest of what I've done in this session. So I think we got a fairly alright run. Oh, actually I say that, we're about 200ths down. So into the first corner, down to 4th. Could have gone a bit tighter there towards the apex. Lost a bit of time, but into the second corner, onto the power nice and early into 4th gear. Gained that time back, so now about 100th up. So now we're going into the fast 2 right-handers, get the curb there, keep the car in. Try and hold it flat. I had to lift off a little bit, but still gain time now into this hairpin. You can see here, look, so much time gained. Already a 10th going around that corner and on the exit. Now we're about 2.5 tenths up, so we're not too bad. Got an okay corner there. Now into this fast left-hander. Get it fairly nice. We get all pinned in. Now we're about 3 tenths up, so this is looking to be about a 20.8. So, and that would have been a new PB for me in normal quali. But as you can see here, on this right-hander, we keep it there quite nice. But into this penultimate corner, we lost about half a tenth onto that. So, just over maybe 3/4 of a tenth. The last corner, got a good exit, but we ran out of ERS a bit too soon. So now we're just constantly losing time down the straight. But as we go across the line, it is a 120.905, which is pole, as it turns out. So I did get pole position for about 3 tenths in front, but second, third, fourth and fifth were all together by about 2 tenths, so it was really close between them. But as you can see here, someone has pressed start race straight away. So I didn't notice this, surprisingly, when I was doing it. So I'm here messing around with the setup, or not setup, the strategy. So I didn't really do too much practice strategy wise on this, so I was just kind of seeing what was which. So I thought I'll stick with what the game tells me, and then I realised I've run out of time, so I can't change any more pressures. So now my tyre pressures are on quality pressures, which are just through the roof, and I've put no fuel in the car, so I'm about a lap down on fuel instead of where I want to be. So I'm about to run out of fuel anyway towards the end of this lap, but I thought I'll give it a go, hoping for a safety car. We go to turn 1, and straight away there is actually a red flag. At first I thought I got disqualified or something, and then I realised it's a red flag. They were testing this out for this social race. But yeah, so this is my first time actually doing a race with a red flag. So I weren't quite sure what to do, but as you can see here, obviously you're not allowed to alter with the car. So I still can't change my tyre pressures, and I still can't change the fuel load I've got in there. So in the end I just spent the mediums. So you do a race start, but as you can see, the delta or positions we are in, the leaderboard, is just all wrong. Apparently the leader is 1 up ahead, even though we've just started and I started on pole. So I don't know how this game's done that, and it's all bugged. So third place is behind me, but realistically second place is behind me, but they're down in 5th. So it was all just all wrong, all messed up. So yeah, so the lead, it's just it's still in the game then, the bug. So registration to be used, and as you can see here, look, our front left tyre was on 113 degrees Celsius. That's just so our pressures were way too high. So I thought at the end of this lap, I thought, well, I'm just going to put it in the pits, retire in the pits. It's only a practice race, but I thought, well, there's no point carrying on if I'm just going to run out of fuel with like 15 laps to go. And yeah, and the pressures are through the roof. So yeah, there was no point, but luckily they did restart the race. We restarted on a 35% race. But as you'll see here, so now they said to wait a bit so everyone can choose this up, but now I am still loading. So everyone now at this point is putting their setup on, adjusting their setup for the race, doing their strategy, and I'm sitting here in a blank loading screen. So now the countdown has started where someone is all done and they've pressed start race, and I'm still loading. So I was hoping that I would load in time, and yeah, so I have enough time to choose a strategy and pick my setup again, because otherwise I will be on the default setup. As you can see here, I've loaded in, so now I need to be quick. So I was looking for my setup, put that on, and then now I have no time to do the strategy or the fuel. So I'm just throwing all the pressures down, not getting them really that perfect, but it done the job. So now I am going to be under-fueled, because for some reason the game gives you less fuel on this track than what you actually need. So by like a few laps. So yeah, I'm kind of really hoping for a safety car. And the strategy, I don't know what strategy I'm on. I'm just on the one that the game give me, because I didn't have enough time to adjust it. So I'm starting on the softs. And as you see here, carnage, and also we're starting from the back of the grid because they've done it as a random grid. So instead of putting everyone back in their grid slots as they were before, where I started on pole, they just done a random grid. So now I'm effectively trying to do a last-to-first challenge. And as you can see, it's just all carnage. I'm just trying to stay out of trouble, trying to be patient. I've already made 7 positions, so it's not a bad start. But I'm just trying to stay out of trouble, trying not to get caught up with anyone. And you see, I just back off. Just don't want to get caught up. No point ruining my race on the first lap, where I know I have the better pace than all these, so I can just take my time, save a little bit of ERS. And yeah, so we are looking to get past these McLarens in front. So yeah, it's it's not not the best thing in the world where you qualify a pole and then you do a restart and you're starting last. So, but yeah, so as you can see at this final corner, I'm not going to use any ERS. I'm just going to save it because this track uses quite a lot of ERS even without activating it, like using the overtake. So, and they just pull away down the straight as you just saw there. So now, let's start at lap 2 and exit turn 3, they're all fighting. So now I'm on the outside of this McLaren. Will I get the move done? I'm on the outside, the move is done. And now I've got the Alpine right in front. He's going quite slowly. The Ferrari's gone off on the right hand side. Well, I'll just keep it on the outside there as the McLaren was going for a bit of a send. Then I kind of get cut up by the Alpine. So it looks like the Alpine has wing damage. So that's why they're going quite slowly. And I go on the outside now to the inside of the Alpine. So now job done, that's 2 positions. So now I'm in P10, or 3 positions because of that Ferrari. So now I'm into P10, and yeah, we are looking up the inside of the McLaren into turn 1. I'm going to be on the outside of the McLaren into turn 2. So we're going to get good enough exit, yes we are. So now we've got into P9, and now we're right behind the AlphaTauri, who's in P8, into the fast 2 right-handers. He goes really slowly. So I'm up the inside, keep it nice and tight, give him enough room, got a better exit, and now going into the hairpin, and that is the move done. So now we're up to P8, which ain't a bad start from P20, and yeah, now we're going to the first corner. They're going 3 abreast, 3 wide, and yeah, so now these are my chances to get some overtakes done now. Start at lap 4. So see here, Aston Martin gets a really bad exit. So now I'm alongside, he burns his battery down the straight. I thought, okay. And then I do what Crofty says, the old switcheroo. Right. Down the inside on the right hander. Got a bit of a warning, went a bit wide there, over the line. And, oof, yeah, he was looking for a bit of a send, but luckily it didn't wipe me out. So now on the end of lap 4, leaving the last corner. We're right behind this Alfa Romeo, we're going to burn our battery. We have much better straight line speed, or we're just using this battery, and yeah, job done down the straight. Now we're on to P5, the other Aston Martin, so hopefully we can try and get them, which would be nice. Now coming into the end of lap 5 to start of lap 6, this is where both of them are now flashing. The Red Bull is flashing. He didn't have DRS, so that was an easy move down the straight with DRS. Now we're on the outside of the Aston Martin going into turn 1. I'm on the outside. He has the camber on the inside, so he's going to get a bit of run through there. So I'll stick behind him, and then I'll just save a bit of ERS because he still had decent pace because he's now on the mediums. So, and my soft tyres will now all start to be dropping off. But as you can see here, halfway through lap 7. The safety car comes out. So yeah, so now that ain't too bad. Now this is going to help us really to get some fuel back. So obviously we're under fueled, not really by choice. So yeah, so this safety car has really helped us to be in the race now. So now we can go to the end. So we put on some medium tyres. These will last to the end of the race now. 13 laps, 14 laps in the mediums. They'll easily last to the end. Got a bit held up because we kind of double stacked a little bit in the Haas team, so I lost about 3 tenths in that, but nothing too major to lose any positions for anyone else. So now onto the safety car restart at the end of lap 9. I get a bit of a slow reaction to the top 3. So we're starting now lap 10. Just going to burn the battery. Now we've got enough fuel in the car now, so we can just push the next 10 or so laps, 11 laps to the end. So turn 1, kind of missed the apex there, but the Williams is on the hards, so we do have the better tyres and the tyre advantage, so we should be quicker than them. Just trying to keep with them. The top 2 have kind of pulled away a little bit. As you can see here, another safety car already halfway through that lap. So yeah, so second safety car, so now we got more than enough fuel. We got 2 laps over fueled in the car, so we got more than enough. Still a bit of a slower reaction time on the safety car restart, but not as bad as the last one. We are now into second place as well, because the Williams and another car who was in second place, they have pitted, and that Williams, who was on the hard tyres, has now gone onto the softs. So we have to watch out for them, and they're making their way through the grid, and they're going to be on brand new softs, and they're going to be really quick. The guy in front is on the same tyre life as me, but he's on the softs, so in about a few laps time, about 3 or 4 laps time, I should be starting to get the advantage of the tyre pace. So as my mediums obviously can last longer, and his soft tyres will start to drop off. So I'm just trying to stay with him here now. But as you can see on the end of lap 15, going into the start of lap of 16, going out the final corner, we're really close, 2 tenths behind. We put the battery on, put the burners on, DRS is on, and then that was an easy move down the straight. And yeah, so now we've got 4 laps left of the race. That Williams is now in 3rd place on brand new softs. So we do need to watch out for them, as they're going to be really quick. But now, realistically, the tyres should be coming towards me. So now I should have the better pace in the next few laps to the end of the race. But I need to keep an eye on them. Don't want to get them too close. Don't want to drive too slowly. So I want to save a bit of battery, but yeah, but not too much. So then they stay with me. So I'm trying to get the Mercedes out of the DRS window. But actually, you're going through the last corner. End of lap 20, last lap, we managed to hold them off. We pulled a decent gap, 2-second gap to the Mercedes, and the Williams stayed 3rd. So yeah, so it was a lasttofirst challenge in my first league race in F123. So I put it on pole, had loads of problems with strategy. I was on the field, pressures were too high, so I retired in the pits. Then we restarted the lobby. Then I started last, but then I couldn't pick my strategy or my fuel. So then so we started last, and then we somehow managed, after all the problems and bugs, somehow came out on top in the win. So yeah, that was a very interesting league race. Hopefully it's not all like that, because I cannot handle that every week. So but yeah, hopefully all of you enjoyed this video. Make sure to like and subscribe, and make sure to comment below what you want me to upload on YouTube. So yeah, hope you guys enjoyed this, and yeah, I'll make sure to have an amazing rest of your day. Peace.